Back again for another installment of Guest in the West show. We are here going to be having a few guests on as we leverage the use of technology via Skype and have them in live session format. But we wanted to start off, big announcement happening today right now on the irs.gov website. Now, that's not a joke. That is legit. That is very exciting news for people that have heard about the CARES Act, the Coronavirus Relief Economic Stimulus Act that was recently passed by Congress. And so people are entitled, and families, to a little bit of relief. And so we wanted to be able to take you through that process this morning and be able to show you how you can be able to get that. So people that filed back in 2018 and 2019, more likely than not, based on the website's information, don't really need to do anything. However, you can check up your status. They just launched that part of the website here today, so we're going to take you through that process. So if you go to irs.gov, G-O-V, you can come in on the main page, and the first tab you're going to come to is Get Corona Tax Relief. In there, you're going to scroll down, and you're going to see an area that says individuals and families. That's where you're going to want to go. And right there, in the second one down, it says Economic Income Impact Payments. When you click on that, you're going to come to two areas. So number one, did you file in 2008 and 2019? If you did not, then you would go where the non-filers are. It tells you exactly the two bullet points that qualifies for non-filers. The next one, though, for most people that filed in 2018 and 2019, or didn't do 2019 yet, but did their 2018 filers, you click on the Get My Payment. This will let you know exactly the status of the payment that you're going to get, whether it's going to be via check or direct deposit. So when you scroll onto that, it'll say, the next box, when you hit Get My Payment, it'll say Get My Payment again. And then it'll take you to, of course, a warning that this is for the U.S. government only. And from there, you can then put in some of your information to be able to track down where your filing is, your refund's going to be coming, whether via check or a direct deposit. Now, from a speed perspective, I know that they were planning on putting a piece in the website to be able to put your direct deposit information down, your routing number, or your account number, in order for you to be able to then have the payment directly sent to you. So if you're single, and that's how you filed your taxes, $1,200 is what's coming to you. If you're married, that you filed jointly, that's $2,400 that's coming. At the same time, there's some income restraints. So if you make over a certain amount, whether you're single or married, then it'll start reducing that amount. Again, the easiest thing is when you go into this Get My Payment, it's going to have you put in your social security number, your birthday, your address with your zip code, and then it'll take you to the next prompt, and then that allows you then in a secure way to be able to do that. Now, one of the things to identify, there's a lot of scams going on out here. Number one, the IRS does not make phone calls. They do not have a call center. Number one, I wouldn't waste my time. Do not try to make a phone call on this. This is going to be completely online. If you need some assistance, talk to your tax person that you've been working with. Talk to someone that's in financial services. Talk to your local bank. A lot of them are getting familiar with this. Now, number one, nobody's familiar with this. The IRS just made this website. This part of the website didn't even exist, right? Remember, the CARES Act was just passed here recently in 2020. So it's nothing that anyone was really ready for. No one was planning on sending out $1,200 or $2,400 to folks. You can see that there's a delay. There's going to be a lot of people using this, so you have to be patient. So number one, when it comes to scams, they're not going to send you any direct emails. They're not going to send you any direct phone calls. If the IRS wants to get in touch with you, they will do it via mail. That is the way that they communicate to you. And they'll have all your necessary information to identify you in that certified letter. And so I want to be able to make sure that people are safe. When you go onto this, remember, it's irs.gov. It's important that we make sure that you go to the right website and you can check out how you're going to get paid. This is unprecedented, folks. Never in my history, Now, I look kind of young, but been filing for 20 some odd years now. I have never seen where the IRS is just giving out relief. They're giving out money. And so this is a great opportunity for a lot of citizens. I know for some folks, they need more, and my heart goes out to you. But there's only so much that we can do. So that's one area. That the next thing that I would say when it comes to reaching out to from a business perspective is they also have on that website if you are a business. So again, when you're going to the irs.gov website, that front page right now is be able to allow people to navigate where they can get relief, right? So it's right there, get coronavirus tax relief. And then right there when you scroll down in the middle of the page, it's going to have whether you're an individual or family. That's what we're talking about this morning. Those that are individuals and families, they have money coming to them. The other one are businesses and other nonprofit organizations. They have the ability to also get some tax credits. Now, it's not going to work the same as it does for individuals. So in other words, if you're a business owner, you are not going to be getting a separate, not a refund, a stimulus check for your business. There are some different things that are available to you, mainly offered through financial institutions to be able to allow you to continue to process payroll during the temporary shutdown, and or potentially getting some loans with really low interest or no interest to be able to let you still stay in business. So again, when we go here, for those of you that are watching online, Jonathan, our producer, was able to pull it up, and so you're able to see that. If you're listening to this in podcast format, number one, don't be doing this while you drive. Pull over, go to irs.gov, and then navigate through the website. Folks, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'm available to kind of walk you through some of these things. I know this is a little bit complex for some folks just because they've never had to do this before. This is a new situation for a lot of people. If you're in Social Security, if you're on disability, if you're on veterans benefits, if you're a railroad worker, you don't need to do anything. The stimulus refund check will automatically come onto your next deposits. And so it's already been processed and paid out to you. And so you don't need to do anything. It's going to happen that way. If you are receiving Social Security disability checks, Social Security, railroad worker, or a veteran. So we want to be able to make sure that people that look closely if you're in that scenario, so that way you know exactly kind of where it's going to be coming from. It's crucial to be able to make sure that you're doing it in the right way. So after that, the one thing that I would say for a lot of business owners, because that's a part of our audience out here and the Guests in the West show through the Houston West Chamber of Commerce, we want to promote businesses and business owners. And so for a lot of business owners, you need to reach out to your local bank, your credit union, and you need to see what you can get for your business, whether you're a one employee shop or you have 500 employees or 1,000 employees. It's going to be important for you to talk to your personal banker. And if you don't have one, you might want to go find one, right? So if your local bank is just telling you to go call a 1-800 number, my suggestion was go find a better bank. There's a lot of banks that will give you real customized service these days. And they're going to be able to walk you through. There's some different programs offered through the CARES Act, and that's going to allow you to be able to have payroll, pay your employees while you're in this temporary shutdown mode, or you might have to, they're wanting to be able to see what they can do to be able to allow you to just furlough employees and not have to fire anybody, so thus reducing the level of unemployment claims that we're having right now. Now, I will be honest, folks. I know it's tough out there for some folks. We had 17 million claims so far for unemployment, and so we know that it's hitting a lot of American families hard. That's the highest amount that we've ever seen. Now, just to compare that, in the Great Depression, there was 150 million people all that lived in the United States. We are over double that. We have about 330 to 350 million people that live in the United States. And so our workforce alone, people that are actively looking for jobs, is about 150 million. So the high level of claims is, of course, concerning. The CARES Act is to hopefully give you a little bit of sense of relief And I know that for some of the unemployment checks, they're a little bit higher than they were in the past, just because of the situation that a lot of people are going in. The other thing that I would say for a lot of folks, if you're finding yourself in a tough place financially, it's time for you to be able to reach out. If you don't have a personal relationship with a banker or a credit union, it's an opportunity for you to reach out to a financial advisor, a credit repair specialist, to be able to help you navigate this current situation. There are a lot of folks, I would say, don't get emotional with your things. There's nothing wrong with putting your house up for sale and moving down and downsizing and going to an apartment. In situations like this, where we find ourselves in tight spots financially, we might have to take a step backwards, even a step sideways, in order to make sure that we can navigate the new finances that we might find ourselves in. I recently saw a report by New York Times that people have completely changed the way that they're spending. Spending is completely down in obvious places like travel, hospitality, entertainment. There's no sporting events going on right now. And so for a lot of people, they're going to have to, and they've adjusted, all that spending that they're no longer spending in those areas are all going to grocery. And if you've been to the local Costco or the HEB here locally in Houston, then you know that people are just making sure that that's all that they're focusing on, right? They're making sure that they have lots of toilet paper in their house and food. By the way, I think some people are just chowing down on canned tuna. I've never seen the shelves so empty before. But with that shift in spending, people need to have a look at what's going on. Now, one thing that I would say for a lot of folks, if you've saved well, you can tap into your savings. For other folks, if they have like a 401k or an IRA, there is some relief there. There's no 10% penalty tax by the IRS if you decide to take a withdrawal from your 401k or your IRA. Now, just note that you probably want to talk to your tax accountant or a financial advisor before you decide to liquidate that, so you know the actual impact that's going to have on you, because you still need to pay the taxes of withdrawing it. You just don't get paid. You don't have to get penalized 10% on top of it. There's a lot of different things that are going on out there. And so I think for a lot of people, it's an opportunity for them to look internally, what's going on in my own financial house. Personally, where are we in that situation? Then, if you run your own business, which a lot of our audience does, what can you take advantage of now in order to put yourself in a great position going forward? Folks, we know that this is unprecedented times, so you want to go to the right places, right? So I would avoid anybody reading things for news on Facebook or on Instagram or on Twitter. You got to go right to the websites, right? You got to go, if you're concerned about your health, go to the cdc.org. And also for this particular situation, I would go to the irs.gov website to get all the facts of what's actually going to be available to you. So appreciate you letting us walk you through that. I want to be able to make sure that we help people navigate that, since it's such a pressing and important topic of conversation. We're going to take a quick break, hear a word from our sponsor. Again, want to thank NowMedia Studios for opening up during this time, and we're going to come back and hear from our first guest. So let's first hear a word from our sponsor. All right.
In this digital age, conventional business cards are a thing of the past. In fact, most people lose them in minutes of having received them. The NowMedia Video Business Card is recorded with cutting-edge technology designed to be sent out quickly and easily using your smartphone. It features your contact information, summary of all your company's products and services, as well as giving you a fresh and innovative look. Hundreds of companies are already seeing the difference. Call us at 832-384-9588.
Joe Sherman here, your host with Mutual of Omaha. Again, want to thank NowMedia Studios for being open. They are an essential business communicating really essential information. So that's why they're an essential business in helping not only us communicate to you from business to business perspective, but us be able to communicate important information. Top of the hour, talked about the CARES Act and how the IRS.gov, you can now go onto the site and track down that refund or that stimulus package that is available to you. The other one that we want to be able to announce to you guys, it's very exciting, is NowMediaRadio.com is now available 24/7. So if you've missed an episode of Guest in the West show, you can now catch it there, NowMediaRadio.com. It's going to be showcased at 11 o'clock. There's also, feel free to see some of the other feeds. If you are bilingual, Spanish, you will find yourself with a myriad of great content there. Some other of the hosts. And so it's very exciting to be able to make sure that you can access this information at your convenience, and it's going to be going 24/7. So looking forward to watching that. Next, you can, of course, then watch this live as well via that feed. Seeing myself live is really weird. So feel free. Again, that website is nowmediaradio.com. Now we're going to take a shift, everybody. Excited to have our first guest on the show today. Megan, we went through the technical difficulties. We got her on. And so, Megan, welcome to Guest in the West show.
Hi, Sherman. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you so much for taking the time. Appreciate your patience this morning as we leverage technology to get you on here.
Absolutely.
All right. So I'm excited to have you on. Why don't you share your story a little bit with some of the folks that might not know who you are and what you guys do over there?
Sure, absolutely. I started Tell Your Tale marketing in 2005 after working with a couple of different global organizations. And I really liked the agency life where you can work with a lot of different types of organizations. And I wanted to champion the entrepreneurship that is certainly available when you start your own business. So Tell Your Tale marketing helps companies boost their visibility through graphic design, web development, public relations, social media, and professional writing. Now, especially relevant today during the COVID-19 pandemic, we're helping companies stay in front of their clients and prospects, of course, maintaining the 6 feet of distancing. If you are a business-to-business or B2B organization, there are marketing strategies and tactics to use to show others how you are still relevant in this economic and health crisis that we're facing right now. For business to consumer B2C organizations, especially those that have relied heavily on local foot traffic, we're helping those companies really rethink their business model and take more of their offerings online. So I think everyone has heard, especially about restaurants and the difficult situation that they're facing. But one thing that we're seeing them do and we're helping them with is take their expertise online through online cooking classes. So this helps the restaurants position themselves as industry leaders and stay in front of their current customer base as well as new ones. And, this gives their patrons an opportunity to still have that date night or still get together with friends, but do it virtually and have fun. And then the restaurants are able to couple whatever that menu is for the class, have that delivered to the patrons. So they're still selling food, they're still staying in front of their customers. And then after we get over the COVID-19 curve, the first restaurants that those patrons are going to think about are the ones that stayed in touch and the ones that provided that really good relationship. So there are definitely ways that businesses can keep money coming in the door, which everyone needs. You can continue building your following and really reap those benefits now as well as in the future. And Tell Your Tale marketing, we really like helping companies come up with those creative programs, plan them, and execute them.
That's a great way to be able to make sure that businesses stay relevant during this time. I know that realtors have that common phrase of location, location, location. Sounds like there at Tell Your Tale Marketing, it's all about communicate, communicate, communicate. What are some ways that folks can get in touch with you? I know if you're watching, Jonathan was able to pull up your website while you were chatting. What's the best way for folks to get a hold of you these days?
I recommend first look at our website, Tell Your Tale, and that's TALE.com. Our blog has a lot of insight and tips, concrete examples of how people can reach out to their own customers and prospects, many of which are either low cost or they're free. That's a great way to connect with us, learn about us. I encourage listeners and viewers to connect with me on LinkedIn. It's Megan Frazier Salt. And as always, people can always call our office. We're willing just to let you bounce ideas off of us, ask questions. You don't have to sign a heavy contract. There's nothing like that. We want to help people. Our phone number is 713-864-1344. Again, feel free to give us a call. I'm a firm believer in we are stronger together. And I hope that everyone listening or watching today will join me and prepare now for the growth, the economic progress that is ahead.
All right, wonderful. For those of you that are watching, Jonathan will pull that up on video format of the direct contact in order to get in touch with Megan. So, Megan, what's some of the things that you're excited about? Because I know that a lot of businesses can be a little bit concerned during this time. But what are some of the things that you're positive and excited about that's going on over there?
In any economic slowdown, I think a lot of people are a little bit hesitant. They don't know what to do. And I'm seeing a little bit of this now where professionals are holding back and worrying, when in fact you should do the opposite. This is the time to push forward on marketing. There are discounts that your organization can take advantage of to position you forward and say again, it's all about staying visible in front of your clients and prospects. And again, as Sherman, you said, communicate. A lot of the print shops they're not having as much business come in either, so they're willing to broker with you to give you a better discount on printing and sometimes even mailing. A lot of the Facebook advertising can be very, very cost effective and allows you to really focus in your reach in terms of your customer demographics, location, but also interest. So some of these things are proven best practices in any time. But because so many other people are pulling back, it gives all of our organizations a huge opportunity to push forward and be able to really take advantage of the void that's out there because other people, your competition likely is not doing this. So push forward now so that you have more visibility and engage with your customers now. Even simple things like reaching out to your customers and prospects by phone, it almost sounds antiquated, but people are craving that personal interaction. And I've encouraged our own clients to do this. It's not the hard sell. Pick up the phone and call your clients and your prospects and ask them, how are you doing? What can I do to help you through this economic crisis? And listen to them and be genuine. Make sure you follow up. It's a huge opportunity to get to know where your clients and prospects are and think through new ways that you can help them. And when you're genuine and you really follow through, people remember that.
Yeah. That's really good advice. I think it's powerful that you identified that there's a lot of businesses that are pulling back on marketing when, as you said, now's the time to go all in and make sure that your voice is being heard. Now, I know that you're a very active and strong member of the Houston West Chamber of Commerce. Tell us a little bit about your relationship there and why you're a member of the Houston West Chamber of Commerce.
Sure. We joined a number of years ago, in large part because I had been invited to attend some of the women driving business events. And I found those events really, really fruitful in terms of connecting with other female business leaders. So for the viewers and listeners who may not be familiar with women driving business, the Houston West Chamber started women driving business 15 years ago. And it is an event series that connects female business leaders in Greater Houston. We found that women network differently than men. And so Women Driving Business is a great platform to really connect women with other women. And these are the prospects that I want to be in the room with, the decision makers. In addition to that, these are also wonderful mentors and sources of inspiration, and especially in a time like what we're facing right now, who wouldn't want that? So I would definitely say the Houston West Chamber and Women Driving Business have been really smart investments for our business.
That's great. I appreciate your membership. And of course, I think you're the chair of the Women Driving Business events. And so really appreciate all your dedication there. Final thoughts, Megan, with us as we have a lot of business owners that are viewing this. What's kind of your last words to them this morning?
Again, Sherman, I encourage people, don't hold back. Look at the ways, even if they are more cost-effective ways than what you would traditionally do, market, get out there. You can do it, so much of it virtually. Don't hesitate to reach out to your customers and your prospects. Call them, send an email, look at social media and how you can target them, and really provide your services or your products that are specifically relevant to essential businesses right now. What do people need in the COVID-19 pandemic? How can you tailor your offerings to them? And again, push that marketing out. Time's critical.
Wonderful advice, Megan. Really appreciate you coming on the show and sharing your thoughts with us. As a reminder, folks, check out her website, tellyourtale, TALE.com, and you can learn more. She is still open for business, helping businesses to be able to navigate this space and be able to stay relevant and be able to make sure that they are staying top of mind of all their consumers and clients. So really appreciate your time today, Megan.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, folks, we're going to take a quick break, hear a word from our sponsor, and thanks again for tuning in. We have another guest here, and she's back from the past.
In this digital age, conventional business cards are a thing of the past. In fact, most people lose them in minutes of having received them. The NowMedia Video Business Card is recorded with cutting-edge technology designed to be sent out quickly and easily using your smartphone. It features your contact information, summary of all your company's products and services, as well as giving you a fresh and innovative look. Hundreds of companies are already seeing the difference. Call us at 832-384-9588.
From Mutual of Omaha here in the Now Media studio. Wanted to be able to just connect again with you folks. Very excited about some of the great things that's going on out there. There's some really great businesses that are there to help you out. Really enjoyed Megan's thoughts here, and I think it's powerful for businesses to have a look at what they're doing to reach their clients in some of those free formats that she talked about. Hint, hint, that would be social media. She even mentioned connecting with her via LinkedIn. Also, I think for a lot of businesses, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, there's a lot of different tools out there that you can be leveraging in order to stay relevant and in top of mind of individuals. And it's about sharing your story, or as Megan talks about it, telling your tale. Making sure that you can share what your business is all about. So I want to be able to thank Top of the Morning here. This program, Guest in the West Show, doesn't get done by on its own. So behind me in the studio, we have Jonathan and Juan, Juan being the founder here of Now Media and Jonathan, and we're excited about all the work that they're doing, moving us to a new studio, at the same time making this available 24/7. at NowMediaRadio.com. And so feel free to go check out that website, see all the other hosts and other shows that are being produced out of the studio. They're in business to be able to help you stay relevant and helping you navigate that space of content creation. The next, of course, we can't get this done without all the wonderful members of the Houston West Chamber of Commerce, and most importantly, at that chamber, Karina and Devin. They are the two that really help organize and line up all the various guests that are going to be on the show. And so we're extremely grateful for all their hard work and being able to organize that all behind the scenes. So they're the names that they don't get a lot of recognition because they're not here in the hot seat, right? But they're behind the scenes making sure that all things go well and sharing with us what's going on. So that's why I wanted to just take a shift before we're getting on our next guest. We're just waiting through technology to get them through and make sure that it's all lined up. So one of the things that you can do is go to the Guest in the West, Houston West Chamber of Commerce website. That's hwcoc.org, and you can check out all the upcoming events. Now, for the entire month of March and April, they shifted a lot of their events to virtual, and so you'll be able to see right there in the middle of the page at the top, there's events, and then there's a calendar. And you can see here in that calendar where all the events are happening in the entire month of April. And so what you can see the different hyperlinks. You can see that today on the 15th, we have the West Houston Outlook committee meeting, and that's gone virtual as well. So you can click on that. You can see what that committee is talking about, what they're planning to do, and that can be something that is of interest to you. It's all going to be done via Zoom and phone calls right now, just based on their stay-at-home orders and being able to make sure that we keep everyone safe. And you're going to want to be able to see what different events are happening. I know they moved their networking to a weekly format every Thursday from 4:30 to 6:30. It's typically themed. Last one was wacky hair on the Zoom, and had some really fantastic hair. People had birds' nests in there. Other folks did other crazy things. I didn't shave my hair, by the way, for that. This one is Meet My Pet, so that way you're encouraged to bring your pets on. I know for a lot of folks that run Zoom and various video conference calls throughout the day, they end up having to put their pets outside or upstairs and kind of get the fence or close the doors on them. And so this is a great way from a networking standpoint. You can show off your pet and let us know what's going on. All right, so I think we're getting the motion that we're ready to go. Okay, yeah, we'll come back and take a commercial break, and we'll have our first guest on, or the next guest. Sorry, Megan was our first guest. Have our next guest on, and so let's hear a word from our sponsor.
In this digital age, conventional business cards are a thing of the past. In fact, most people lose them in minutes of having received them. The NowMedia Video Business Card is recorded with cutting-edge technology designed to be sent out quickly and easily using your smartphone. It features your contact information, summary of all your company's products and services, as well as giving you a fresh and innovative look. Hundreds of companies are already seeing the difference. Call us at 832-384-9588.
Welcome back, everybody, to Guest in the West show. Sherman here with Mutual Omaha. You're listening to. We're here at the Now Media studio, and we really want to appreciate all those that have made this possible. So one of the things that I wanted to be able to just take a step back, because I know a lot of folks have some concerns where things are financially. That's one of the things that at Mutual Omaha we do in a very powerful way. Our approach is consultative in nature, and we help people navigate this financial journey of their lives, if I can get a little poetic there. But what we find for a lot of people, they have, it's really like a bridge. It's suspended in two areas. One's going to be your risk management, which is going to be your insurance. It's things that you're going to be able to protect against the what-ifs of life. And those are things like life insurance, disability, critical illness, health insurance, those things that are important to you in your time of need. Next is then on the other side of that bridge is the offensive side, your ability to grow any money that you decide to save. So really think of that as like saving strategies. It could be as simple as putting, 5% away, $50 a month, 20% of your gross income is where you might want to get to. And then what you're going to want to do then is, as you have some investments, you're going to allow them to grow and get more risk as you have different things put in place. But one thing that I would say, like any good bridge, in order to keep it standing, you have to have both sides of that being fully utilized, and making sure that you've had the conversations with a professional about what would your plan be if certain things happen, making sure that you can navigate some of that space of risk management. At the same time, let's plan for the future. Good things will happen, and as you save and protect yourself, you're going to be able to put yourself in a great position to be able to deal with some of the obstacles, or be able to invest in some of the wonderful opportunities that's going to happen out there. And so I think a lot of people, they'll find a lot of value in having a conversation with someone, especially during this time. There's a lot of volatility, a lot of ups and downs in the market right now. Doesn't necessarily mean that what you have your money in is going up and down. And so if you aren't being communicated with on a pretty regular basis via email, phone calls, text messages from your financial professional, from your banker, you might need to have a look at if you're partnered with the right individual. Now is the time to be able to make sure that you're being heard and you're being checked on from your financial team. And so at Mutual Omaha, that's one of the things that we pride ourselves in, is making sure that we give you as much value and customer touch as possible. So again, feel free to check out our websites. You can contact me directly via phone, 713-690-5533, extension 225. I'm proud to say that our company was able to navigate this quicker than the government. We already had some advisor stimulus package put in for our advisors, new and veteran. Those have been with us for a while, in order to help them kind of smooth out what's going on right now, leveraging technology. We put a lot of investment over the last decade in making sure that we can connect with our clients in a digital format in a way that's really impactful and meaningful. So we're excited about the position that we're in, from a perspective that we're excited in that we're ready to help our clients in this digital way. We're not excited that we're here. However, as an insurance company, we are well positioned to navigate these kinds of storms. Insurance isn't a sexy, rah-rah, exciting, but it is in times like this where we have guarantees, we have opportunities to create stability and really create those streams of income, and help people plan for the what-ifs that are occurring in their lives, and helping them set up for a fantastic future. So again, if you want to get in touch with us, feel free. You can email me, sherman.on@mutualomaha.com, and we really appreciate people coming on. So we're ready to go. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to have our guest on and be able to hear what they have to say on how they're helping businesses. So let's first hear another word from our sponsor.
In this digital age, conventional business cards are a thing of the past. In fact, most people lose them in minutes of having received them. The NowMedia Video Business Card is recorded with cutting-edge technology designed to be sent out quickly and easily using your smartphone. It features your contact information, summary of all your company's products and services, as well as giving you a fresh and innovative look. Hundreds of companies are already seeing the difference. Call us at 832-384-9588.
Welcome back, everybody. Sherman here, Guest in the West show. I'm here from Mutual Omaha. We're excited to have Pierre Luigi on from Network Box. Pierre Luigi, can you hear us well?
I can. Good morning.
Good morning. So how are you doing during this time of stay-at-home orders and COVID-19?
I'm trying to adjust to the new situation. It's not completely new personally, because I did used to work from home once in a while, but now staying home, I feel a little bit of a prisoner. It's not easy.
Yeah.
I think the thing I hear from most from all the people I talk to, friends or colleagues or otherwise, is that we feel prisoners. We feel like I just want to go out, and we can't. So we're adjusting the routine, we're adjusting the work schedule. Try not to become complacent, because you don't have to travel. Get up an hour later. Don't take a shower while you're working. Things like that. Trying to keep it as a normal routine, even though it's not normal.
That's really good. I know for a lot of people, finding that routine when they're fully staying at home now and kids are off of school, it's trying to find that good routine. So what are you guys doing there over at Network Box right now, Pierluigi? Are you guys office? Are you still working and working with clients?
We are working with clients, yes. Luckily, I should say, our industry not only has not been impacted by the situation in a way, it's a very necessary industry right now. Not just IT in general, but security particularly. We closed the office around the first week of March for a reason, good or bad that it is. Because I am from Italy, I heard the news coming from my family. I kind of figured what was coming. So I organized the office early on to send everybody home. So we started working remotely at least a week, probably 2 weeks before the order was given by the local authorities. We didn't have to do really anything. We were already organized to work from home anyway. It's just that now everybody's at home. The phones are forwarded to the respective cell phones, and we have been extremely busy. When I say busy, I mean 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day, because all of a sudden, everyone wants a VPN. All our clients want VPNs. So we've been working really hard, all hands on, to set up the clients, to allow them to move their workforce at home.
That's amazing that you were able to see that, and that's just the power of that. This pandemic has gone to global reach, and so I'm glad that you were able to navigate your team and get you guys safe before it was even an order of Harris County, the Houston area. What are some of the things that you're working with a lot of these businesses now that this time it seems like you guys are even more busy in helping clients navigate what's going on?
Well, the absolute majority of work that we're doing is VPNs, or at least what we did in the first couple of weeks after the stay-at-home order was given. It set up everybody in order to be able to work from home. There is a danger in a situation like this, that you are in a hurry, so you try to skim on proper procedures and not do it right. So we kind of try to convince our clients to still do it properly by using things like two-factor authentication. Right now, more than ever, because it's not just 2 or 3 roaming users, but it's your entire workforce working from home, proper security setups are important. So two-factor authentication was one of the things we really tried to insist. Obviously, it's all, at the end of the day, it's the client's choice whether they want to adopt it or not, but it is, I feel, our duty to recommend best practices. Two-factor authentication, for those who may not know what it means, is when you are logging on to the VPN, you use your password, but you also use a token that is given to you and changes every minute, so that if somebody steals your password, they still can't get in because they don't have the token. Okay. So that has been the vast majority of the work. Strangely, now that things have settled, because the offices are empty and things are calm, many clients who had pushed back projects of renewing the infrastructure or changing things around feel compelled to actually do it now because there is no office. Right? So if they have to go and say, for example, replace a firewall, actually there's no better time than now. because they're not going to interrupt anybody, even in the middle of the day. They don't have to do it at 3 a.m. Right? So we are starting to do several of these upgrade projects that we had, for other reasons, that the clients had been postponing, maybe because they were watching and trying to see what was going on, what was going to happen. And now they see that they're settled, they're working from home, things are moving along, and so they have time.
That's amazing. So a lot of businesses are finding that those infrastructure upgrade projects are finally being fully implemented now that they have some quote unquote some downtime. And it's great that you're able to help a lot of businesses navigate security in these times. What are some words of advice that you give to a lot of business owners right now in making sure that they are staying secure with their employees that are working from home?
I'll tell you the same things I told all our clients. So first of all, one client asked me if he had to buy computers for all of his employees. Now, an inexpensive computer, even a Google Chrome, will cost you a few $100s. You don't have to buy a $3,000 laptop, right? But consider the consequence of not doing that and allowing somebody to use their home computer. Home computers, statistically, about 85% of them have already been taken over by hackers. It's a known statistic. Most of them, 85%, are part of botnets. So there is malware on these PCs that the owner doesn't even know about. They're used often by the entire family, probably by children who browse game sites, which sometimes are riddled with malware. They don't have the same kind of maintenance and tools that you would adopt inside an enterprise, and therefore, if there is something on those computers, you may not even know. Right? So allowing people to use your remote users, use the personal as in the home computer to connect it to your office can be dangerous because it's equivalent to grabbing an infected laptop and bringing it into your network. It's just not a good idea. I don't think I need to say too much for you to understand that it's just not a good idea, right? How much can you lose if one of these computers is truly infected and that infection comes into your line? You can lose your entire company. You can be hacked, you can lose your data, you can lose everything. Is it really worth saving $300-400 on a small laptop versus the security that comes from an enterprise laptop, meaning one that you set up with your enterprise software and rules and policies and software and updates and patches, and you send it home knowing that it is clean and knowing and hoping that they don't use it for their games, of course, and therefore most likely there is no threat coming in through the VPN. Okay? The other recommendation is do not be tempted not to use a VPN. Right? You could think of very easily open. It's called RDP, the protocol that Microsoft uses to connect remotely to a computer. Remote desktop protocol. It's a dangerous protocol. You can't open it to the internet. First of all, it has had several vulnerabilities. So if you haven't patched your computer, those vulnerabilities will be exposed to the internet. But aside from that, you're literally exposing to the internet a login and password. So you are just inviting hackers to sit there and try to brute force attack the password. It's protected with VPN. Do not give up into the temptation of doing things hastily because you have to rush home. Right? Do it properly and stay protected. And we have the technology to do it. It's not difficult, really. There are a lot of solutions. Obviously, NetworkBox has a solution of its own. Ours is integrated with LDAP. It does support two-factor authentication, whatever, right? But there are other solutions too. A modern SSL VPN with 256 bits of encryption is a very strong protection for your traffic. Use it.
So it's some really good advice to be able to help people navigate what's going on out there. And it sounds like you and Network Box team are able to help a lot of businesses make sure that they're staying secure, keeping their own employees safe while they're online and working, at the same time making sure that their clients' information is being kept secure. As we pull up your website, what's the best way to get folks to get a hold of you, Pierluigi, and your team if they need some of your assistance when it comes to navigating their own IT?
Can I ask you to actually, this is not, the website is networkboxusa.com. That is not our website.
Gotcha. NetworkBoxUSA.com.
If you don't mind changing to the correct one. And NetworkBoxUSA.com. The best way is to actually go to the correct website. There's a contact button, a contact form that you can use that goes to our marketing and sales team. And I'm sure they will be happy to contact you back. Otherwise, you could call the office. The phones are forwarded to us, 832-242-5757. So we are answering the calls. It's not like we closed the office. There's no one physically there, but the company is working. Just eerie and strange that we're working. I haven't seen my colleagues for a month and a half, but we're still working, right? So we're all there. You call the office and somebody will answer. Yes, thank you. This is the correct website.
Wonderful. So for those of you that are watching in video format, Jonathan's pulled up the correct website. It's networkboxusa.com. And as you mentioned there, you can contact them just right there from the website. At the same time, all their phone lines are being forwarded to the team, and they can help assist you in what you're looking for. Final thoughts, Pierluigi, for people that are chiming in today, either listening or watching this video format. What's some of your thoughts for them?
There are so many thoughts. Please, we keep hearing from the news some news that say that it's just a flu. Some news that say that it's terrible. Last night I had another conversation with my son, who keeps saying he's 25 years old. By the way, he's not a child. No, it's just a flu. We need to understand that whether it is just a flu or not, the real problem isn't how deadly or how bad it is. The real problem is how massive this thing has been that has overwhelmed the hospitals to the point that hospitals are having to decide who dies and who leaves. If I go to the hospital and near me there is a very young fellow and they have to decide because they don't have enough beds and machines, guess what they're going to do? They're going to abandon me on a bed and they're going to save the other guy, and probably rightfully so, right? So it's not whether it's deadly or not, it's how the entire infrastructure is being taxed by the situation. Staying at home isn't because we will never get infected. It's because we're trying to spread the load, if you will, right? And avoid having 3 million people in the hospital at the same time. The situation is a lot worse than it looks. And in Texas, we haven't seen how bad it really is. Probably because of we already live in a society that is socially distant, per se. In Texas, we don't really have many contacts with other people. You get in your car and you drive and you get to the parking and you walk upstairs, you probably haven't seen anybody the whole time. So in places like New York, which is very similar to Italy, people take the subway all the time. They go to crowded places all the time. The density of population is so much higher. You've seen what happened. There are 20,000 people dead in Italy. They don't have enough cremators to dispose of the bodies. And sorry if that sounds gruesome, but that's what it is really, right? That's what we're trying to avoid. Right? That's why we need to stay far from other people. I may get it and survive it, maybe, right? But what if I end up in the hospital and they don't have a bed and a ventilator for me? Because they have 10,000 people to take care of all at once. Let's give time to the medical establishment to create a cure, a vaccine, something, whatever it is, that at the point we will be able to know that if I end up sick, I probably will survive, right? And maybe at the point it will become like the flu, and that will be fine. And maybe we will get herd immunity. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not a doctor to say that. So I'm not trying to give you a medical thing here. I'm trying to say as a responsible individual in the society, I stay away from other people because I don't want to overtax the system, which is already collapsing.
Really good words of advice, Pierluigi. Appreciate all that you and your team are doing out there to stay home, stay safe. Really appreciate all the work and advice that you gave to some businesses out there to be able to make sure that they're staying safe and compliant, and most importantly, making sure that they're protecting themselves. I think ever more now with businesses working from home, you identified that already a lot of personal computers are already might have some malware on there, and so they're not in a very safe space. So really appreciate you coming on the show and sharing with us your thoughts today.
Thank you. Very welcome, and thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. All right, everybody. We're going to take a quick break here. A word from our sponsor. Thanks again, Pierluigi, for coming on the show.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
In this digital age, conventional business cards are a thing of the past. In fact, most people lose them in minutes of having received them. The NowMedia Video Business Card is recorded with cutting-edge technology designed to be sent out quickly and easily using your smartphone. It features your contact information, summary of all your company's products and services, as well as giving you a fresh and innovative look. Hundreds of companies are already seeing the difference. Call us at 832-384-9588.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Sherman here, Guest in the West show, host, and from Mutual of Omaha. Want to be able to thank again our producer, Jonathan, who navigates getting the people on with leveraging technology at the same time, being able to pull up some different formats, some video content, some of the people's websites, puts up the banner. If you're watching this in the video format, at the same time, want to remind folks, NowMediaRadio.com has now gone live 24/7. There's also some other great shows. There's some Spanish-speaking hosts as well, and then you can catch every day at 11. The Guest in the West show. So if you've missed an episode, don't worry. You can come watch it here on the NowMediaRadio.com website. Also, the other thing that I would say, you might have a stack like I do of business cards. They are just garbage, folks. So make sure that you have something that's relevant that you can send to people, that when you're out there and you're connected to people digitally and they say, hey, send me your contact info, send them something a little more powerful than here's my phone number and email address. You can send them a link that has your own video business card. That's one of the things that Now Media specializes in, is helping people have really what I'd call the 60-second commercial. It's a link that has your information, talks about who you are, what you do in a powerful way. The video business card really is a powerful way for you to be able to leave a lasting impact and impression on others. So feel free to just check out the NowMediaRadio.com website. Again, want to thank Karina and Devin, who worked tirelessly to be able to line up the right people, members of the Houston West Chamber of Commerce on this show. And also want to be able to make sure that you go out and see all the virtual events that's occurring for the Houston West Chamber. Check out their website, hwc.org. And that's it, show. That's the wrap. Thanks again for coming and listening, folks. Have a great day.